When you have success, there's going to be changes, and when you have failure, there's going to be changes. However, when you have success, the changes are harder to accept because you've formed a bond with whatever has to be changed. But let me know your thoughts on the retain list in the comments down below. Like the video if you have gone on to do so, and subscribe if you're new on the road to 1,000 subscribers. 38 away, it is free to do so, and the support has been massively appreciated the last few months. Now, we're all from Bradford. We are very proud of Bradford. We've got this new City Culture kit out. That's quite controversial, but what your thoughts on that as well? Tell me in the comments down below. Are you going to be buying it? I don't mind it. It's quite colourful. But something that is also quite colourful and something to be proud of from Bradford, because we saw the scenes last week on the North Parade and with a trophy parade in City Park and how vibrant the city looked, and we sort of thought, oh, Bradford, it should be like this all the time. It should be booming, it should be vibrant, it should be full of atmosphere, and it gets a lot of bad stick, does Bradford. But over the last few weeks, we've had something to be proud of, and something else to be proud of, and to support from Bradford, whilst Bradford City isn't available to support in the next couple of months, is Halfmark. They're a Bradford band, they're an indie rock group, just formed of, well, they aren't just formed, they've been formed for the last couple of years, but the first single has come out after a long time coming. They've been doing a few gigs around Bradford, and they'll be doing a few more over this next year. The EP comes out in October after tonight. That is their single. That you can find them on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the social media accounts, but you can find the single on Spotify as well. Give it a listen, it is fantastic, and it is my choice to say it as well because that's how good it is. It's been stuck in my head, so that's After Tonight by Halfmark, and download it, listen to it, and share it because it is a great song by a great Bradford band. So get supporting them. Right, so this is the retain list on your screen right now, and it's very interesting. Now I'm going to start off with Jamie Walker. Now obviously with my retain list I did have him released, and it was all but confirmed. Then he came out with an Instagram post saying how much he loved the club and how much of a special place it has in his heart. He played a bit more of a bit part role, but still got more assists than anyone else in the football club, and has still played a big part playing the second most amount of games in that number 10 position, only behind Bobby Poynton, and that's how key he's been in playing 30 games for us in this promotion winning season. He's played a big part. Is he good enough to step into League One? I think he could do a job for us in League One, but with him being out of contract, with there being so many players in his area, I think it's a position where you can go play in league at top end of League Two, go shine for a team again, go and be that figure that he has been for Bradford City, particularly early on in his career, and he can become another cult hero there because he has been for us. We can go and bring in someone with a bit more proven pedigree in League One, so it works out better for us. It frees up wages, frees up another position to improve on, whilst not relying on someone to come in for him. It's a good move for him because it's a new challenge for him. It's a new experience. He's left Bradford City as a legend, whereas a couple of years ago he'd have been a player you go, yeah, he embodied what he played for Bradford City, but he didn't achieve anything. He's achieved that promotion, and he's had his moment in the sun. Now go and enjoy his football elsewhere, so I think it works out perfectly for everyone. Similarly, Romany Critchlow has been released by the football club in that playoff season where he was probably in the top 3, top 5 players of that year, and he's come back having not really hit the ground running elsewhere at Peterborough, and I'm not real sure how he did at Dagenham, but it didn't work out for him at Peterborough for many different reasons. He's come back and he's won promotion, so it's a very good ending for his Bradford City career to come back and finish what he didn't do, and he played a big part in it as well. He wasn't quite at that same level. I think everyone would share that, but like I say, he played a big role in providing cover and stepping in and being consistent and reliable, which is what he was. And for Critchlow, hopefully he can get another League Two club and he can play a lot more as a key player like he was in that playoff season under Mark Hughes, and I have no doubt that he can do a great job for someone. He's fantastic on the ball. Wish him the best of luck, 'cause he's gone down as a hero at the club, and a very good servant for us as well, playing a key part in 2 of our best seasons in League Two. In releasing Critchlow, that means we have offered Kieran Kelly a new contract with the football club. Whether he signs that or not, that's down to him, with either money or the level, if he wants to stay at League Two, or of course if it's the contract length, and that goes for all the players who have offered contracts too. I've seen a lot of negativity and criticism towards him this season of late because that Port Vale game, and like I say, he hasn't played football for around a month, 2 months, and he was shocking. He was really poor in that game, was all over the place, lost a bit of his pace that he had, got done. He just looked lost, to be honest with you. Really poor game. But that was one of his most recent games. He didn't really play much after or before that for a significant period of time, and I think a lot of people forgot how good Kieran Kelly is on his day. He's a real warrior. He gets stuck in, got a bit of pit. He ain't slow, he's quite deceptively quick. I don't know if he's lost that a bit more recently, but when you're coming back from quite a significant injury he had in January, he's going to have lost a bit of that. Is he great on the ball? I don't think he's shocking on the ball, but yeah, obviously he could be better, and that's something that can be maybe developed with him. But in League One next season, we're not really going to need players who are great on the ball, because we're going to have significantly less of what we had this year, and we didn't have a lot of it this year either. So I think he's going to be very useful for us next season in a lot of ways. So I think it's a bit undeserved. I think because Critchlow speaks and connects with the fans a bit more, people have leaned towards Critchlow, whereas I think Kelly's got a bit more about him. And I think it's easy to forget how good a player he is when they've had a couple of poor performances more recently to the great performance that they had maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. Callum Johnson was also released. Now I think he'll be another really good signing for a lot of League 2 players next season. Give him a year and see if he's going to be fit enough. I think he could have made a step up to League 1, but I think it were bound to happen. It's unfortunate, but I think it were a risk we all knew that we took in the summer. I'm glad we did, because it could have quite easily worked out, but there'll be a lot of teams in League 2 who will take the similar risk, and if he's fit, they've got a real gem on their hands. Gabe Wadsworth also went. I don't know enough about him, so I'm not going to talk about him, but I wish him luck in his future career in football. And then Sam Stubbs also left. He was great in that 22-23 season for around 5 months under Mark Hughes. Looked like a real leader at the back, good presence, decent on the ball. He had a lot about him, maybe like a pace were a problem, but then that next season, for a good few months, he had a number of shocking performances for us, and he hasn't been that great for Cheltenham. He's made a lot of mistakes there, but he's had a lot of great games, so I think he's just a bang average League 2 centre-back in the end, and I'm sure he'll go into League 2 next season, have a good spell for a team there, and you're going to get someone who's a bit spirited. He's a leader and he's vocal, but in terms of a League 1 football, I don't think he's anywhere near it, so I don't have any problems with us releasing Sam Stubbs. And Vide and Oliver, we can celebrate that he's no longer a Bradford City player, still a living, still a rage, one of the worst strikers we've had in a number of years. Give him a 3-year deal, the never-ending deal, and I'm just glad that's over with now, and I wish him luck, but at the end of the day, we're absolutely atrocious for us, and we're nowhere near the level. But yeah, he's one of those players who keeps falling upwards. He's had 2 loans in League 1 since he's been for Bradford City. Absolutely bizarre, but hasn't lived to the expectations again when he's gone back to League 1. So I wish him the best of luck. Ibbotson and Dady have been triggered an extra year. I'll be interested to see where they go on loan. I think National League North again will probably be where Ibbotson will hopefully find himself. And they've been really good in the youth team, and they've got a lot of exciting promise with them. And Colin Doyle has been offered a playing contract again. I don't have too much to say about it really. It doesn't affect me if he stays on as a 4th goalkeeping choice, or if he just retires and becomes a goalkeeping coach full time. He's also a set piece coach. He does a lot behind the scenes. He's been influential in our promotion. It'll look good when he's a 60-year-old goalkeeping player coach and he's still on our playing rota, which would be quite funny to see. We've offered a contract to Sam Walker as well. This was a divisive one. You could have been utterly ruthless and decide not to take him up on a new contract. It might be a year, it might be 2. I wouldn't give him any more than 2. I would maybe argue at giving him 1 year, maybe with an option of a second, I don't know, but I think he'll be a decent League 1 goalkeeper next season. It wasn't terrible for us. Like I said, he had a few mistakes, but he had some absolutely wildy performances. So yeah, I think it's important to keep the core, to keep its character and the fabric of the dressing room, and Sam Walker are definitely that. So I don't have any problems with offering him a contract for next season. Richie Smord as well. Now I've said everything I need to say about that man. He is the leader of this football club. He's been influential in our promotion winning season. If he wasn't at the football club, we wouldn't have got promotion this season, and next season he's going to be just as important as well. He's going to share that desire, that winning mentality. He's a standard setter in the dressing room, and there's no doubt that he can play at that League 1 level, because that's where that's where we got him from. Basically, he was that top end League One player, and I have no doubt that he can settle straight back into that because he showed no sign of losing legs or looking out of his depth. He's been unbelievable for us in the last couple of years, I'd say. And that first year under Hughes, it was a system problem, and also the players around him weren't at that level that he is. I think when he plays around better players who have the same wavelength as him, he goes up a level. So I have no doubt that he'll be fantastic again next year. And then Lewis Richards, now offering him a contract. I think he's one of the ones who probably could turn it down just because he might fancy himself at a higher level. He might get lured by another club, but I don't think he will. I think he knows what he's got here at Bradford City. The fans, the atmosphere, the connection. And obviously he's had a few injuries, so we've stuck by him every time, and he'll still be our first choice left wing back, and I'm sure he'll have a great season, settle into League One, no problem. Like I said, I slightly preferred him to Teo Adramolo anyway. And we've invited Paul Huntington back for pre-season training. I think that probably is in release, but obviously if we don't bring in enough centre-backs, or maybe if we don't sell a centre-back that we want, gives us that option. It helps him maybe find another club as well, but I'd probably argue that is in released unless something happens where... we've covered ourselves well with Huntington, I'd say, but there's a lot of players under contract as well who I'd expect us to try and move on for a loan or for a small undisclosed fee. You've got your Tyler Smiths, maybe even Tariq Wright, your Adam Wilsons. There's a lot of players in there. A few are my favourites who maybe have to be moved on to try and get a bit more of a competitive squad. So it's going to be interesting to see the outgoings, because I'm sure there's going to be many more, because I think we've got a 20-man squad, meaning we can only make maybe 3-4 more signings, which ain't going to happen. We're going to have to maybe remove around 5 players from that squad to improve it even more. And that will be interesting. It'll be interesting who we bring in. But let me know your thoughts on the return list. I think it's quite a safe return list. I don't think there's any shocks in there really. The players who have been released you expected. The players who have offered contract you've expected. Like I say, Walker and Kieran Kelly were the ones who, if we released them, if we didn't offer them contracts, it would have been a big shock. And I wish them the very best for all the players who we have released in the futures at the next football clubs. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. All support has been massively appreciated. Listen to After Tonight by Halfmark. It's a great song, and they're a great upcoming Bradford band. And have a good one.